Alright, friends, I have what I call a vacation target here. These are the ones that I like to work in between everything else. And my buddy Dustin Newcomb, he sets these up for me, as he has for the past 10 years. And he got a good one here. This is the vacation location right here, Betelgeuse. And it is, well, let me just read this here. Here's the cue. Fully perceive, experience, describe in precise detail, and create compelling imagery to aptly convey the stellar phenomena and transition of the red supergiant known as Betelgeuse into a supernova and or its final phase of evolution. That's an interesting way of putting it. Target time trajectory. Human scientific consensus considers this a large magnitude fixed future event as it relates to our understanding and perception of linear time. The viewer perceives this event irregardless of our limited understanding and perception of time, and is informed by the eventual outcome of the star known as Betelgeuse. A lot of parameters in here. I like it. I like parameters. Variables, in addition to relevant information defined by the specifics and time trajectory, the viewer perceives, describes, and relates the additional tangential. His favorite. I still can't pronounce that damn word. Aspects of the session. Any available perceptions of the event in an energetic nature, known or unknown, visible or unseen. I like that. Any available perceptions of the star's effect on human consciousness throughout our past history, currently and in our future. Oh, I hit on that. Any available perceptions of an eventual of the event in a scientific known chemical, elemental, mathematical process nature. Hit on that. Any available perceptions of the star and or the event of an archetypal nature. I think I hit on that. Any available cognitions of the event as it relates to being viewed by an intelligent, curious, sky-watching life form on Earth/Terra. I think I might have hit on that. Any available cognitions of the event as it relates to our current perception of Earth time, milestones, temporal markers in which to relay the time frame that this event takes place. I can't remember if I hit on anything like that or not. We'll have to find out. I don't fully remember all the sessions. I'll be kind of going over them for the first time. Viewer parameters. The viewer aptly and strongly perceives only the intended target as it is specified by the cue, trajectory, and variables. Viewer describes only, so I'm flying around here. The viewer describes only signal as it exists related to this target in the intended, stated, and tasked time frames, regardless of any misunderstandings or misperceptions we as humans have of the mechanics and true nature of time itself. That's a lot of tangentials. Is that how it's tangentials? I like tangentials. I always like them. All right. First of all, I found several things. Today is December the 6th, 2023. I found this video, came out a couple days ago, stating that there's an event that, and I talked to Dustin about this too. He didn't know anything about this, that the timeliness of working this, because in a few days from now, there will be an event regarding Betelgeuse. And what is happening is that this meteor or comet or whatever it is heading in the direction of Betelgeuse, and it's going to block it out. What do I have it? So here we go. It's in here. Betelgeuse will dim or disappear during. It's an asteroid. Asteroid is passing it, and they're saying that it's going to be blocked out or dimmed for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds, and it just so happens to be taking place in the next few days. So there's a big interest in Betelgeuse right now because of that, or Betelgeuse, whatever you want to call it. So I thought that was really cool. I just found this out because I was doing some research after getting my feedback. This is another very interesting thing I found. This one here goes to the mythology of that star. So they got the Egyptian stuff here, of course. We got Egypt and the Orion constellation. And we know that that's important. This one here really caught my attention. To the Babylonians, Betelgeuse was associated with the god Enlil, the ruler of the heavens and earth. Enlil's presence was thought to be embodied in the star, and its red color was seen as a representation of divine power and authority. Betelgeuse's position as part of the Orion constellation also played a role in Babylon's celestial navigation, and blah, 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 blah. This was really interesting to me. And of course, this goes on, pretty much most of the ancient civilizations had some type of relationship or mythology based on that. Okay, Enlil. This is interesting because I can see where this came into parts of my session. Because this one here, also known as El-Lil, I guess, Sumerian god of the air in Mesopotamian pantheon, but was more powerful than any other elemental deities and eventually was worshipped as king of the gods. He's featured in a number of important Mesopotamian texts as the greatest of the gods, after his father. He was the son of the god of the heavens, Anu, and with Anu and Enki, god of wisdom, formed a triad which governed the heavens, earth, and underworld, or ultimately the universe, sky, and atmosphere, and earth. After Anu, Enlil was the most powerful of the Mesopotamian gods, keeper of the tablets of destiny, which contained the fate of the gods and humanity, and considered an unstoppable force. This is really interesting, because this notion is going to come up in one of the sessions. That is what I was looking for. When I was doing my research, that's what I was looking for. There's probably more stuff in here. Divine laws and all that kind of stuff. But as for now, this element is really, really interesting to me. Keeper of the tablets of destiny, which contain the fates of gods and humanity. Tablets of destiny. Okay. I like it. Okay, here's Orion. Just basic stuff here that goes to the importance of the Orion constellation and Betelgeuse. Okay, because here's where I started out. This is where I started here. There's these people, and they're walking towards something. I'm wondering if they're inside of something. I'm not sure. It's almost like they're walking through a mist. It was very otherworldly, I must say. It's like they're walking through a mist, and I had to wonder, are these people dead? Like they're ghosts. It's like they are the souls, rather ghostly. Again, this brought me right back to this thing. Right here, the Tablets of Destiny. Really, really interesting stuff. It's like they're the souls, or rather ghostly. But what does this even represent, though, I wondered? And who are these people? There is the strong notion that these people died, and they are connected in some way. Dead or will die. But what way, though, I wonder? What does that mean, in some way? It was very curious to me. Died together or buried together. It's like they represent something and they want to make an appearance. I thought that was interesting. An appearance, what is that about? Got my attention. Like a crossing over scene or a dramatic return. But a return from where? The notion of returning from a mission, maybe even from space, and they come walking out of a mist or a haze. Maybe a secret space program. But what's important about it, though, I wonder? The return, I question. Or the mission, I wonder. Both seem fantastical. People are shocked either way. There is the idea of some people who see this as an abomination of sorts, like they are seeing ghosts or unholy spirits. Sounds like Betelgeuse, like the story of Betelgeuse from the movie. I was looking that up too, trying to figure out how that could come in. I'd say it would fit in this notion here. Some would see it that way. It's like coming back from a daze, being in a place that is so unfamiliar, that is disorienting to this group. They will never be the same. But what did they see, though? I had to wonder. What did they see that would make them feel this way? The notion is like they went off and experienced a godlike atmosphere. A godlike atmosphere. A godlike atmosphere. That is a pretty interesting way of putting it. A godlike atmosphere. The shock of which could convince a person that they died. Like it would rip the fright right out of them. That's a pretty heavy statement. Godlike atmosphere, what does that even mean? I had to wonder. They went somewhere, to a rarefied place, foreign to them. Can I see it, though? I wondered. They had to move through or into a blackness, like a shadow place, then emerge into a rarefied place. That is so interesting, man. That is really, really interesting. I'm going over this for the first time like this, so I'm pretty fascinated by my work here. I'm going to read that again. They had to move through or into a blackness, like a shadow place, then emerge into a rarefied place. Then I had to wonder, is this just a dream? It seems dreamlike, a different place to be, a soft, misty place. They might contemplate if they had died. How is this place so different, though? I had to wonder. The air feels different, maybe even gravity. Seems lighter. I saw this guy in a dream last night. Curly, blonde hair. He was inside of some place. He was talking, like into a camera. He's one of several inside of a type of compartment. It was lucid in the dream, and I was lucid in the dream and focused with extreme clarity. This might be just the dream, but they appeared to be on a ship of some kind, like a space station. Very much like a space station. But what does this have to do with the tasking, though, I wondered? The foreignness of the environment, the feeling of lightness, the change, the sense of being very far away from one's own natural environment. A group of souls. Do they come back, though, I wondered? Did they come back? I contemplated. Did only a part of them come back? Like a part of themselves didn't make it back, or stayed. They seem like they are dead. Some might look at it and say they are lost, quote unquote. To me, they seem to have crossed over, more like a type of light being, quote unquote, never to fully come back. How does that relate to the environment, though, I wonder? And how is it rarefied? There is a sense of a different atmosphere, different elements, different backgrounds, and even gravity types. Something that could be seen as alien, or even on another planet or space body. This one. If a human being would be in this environment, these feelings would be valid. Atmospheres that are dangerous to a human or living element. How so, though, I wonder? An unbreathable environment, even toxic to a human body. It would not be considered quote unquote bad, just not conducive to a living organism from Earth. Given this notion, the quote unquote target may be outside of Earth. Yeah, like right there. Possibly even a place from which myths and legends come from and are interpreted as places one's soul might go to after death. Like here, how it's associated in this mythology here, the ruler of the heavens and the earth, and the tablets of destiny for gods and man, the humans. From a non-myth perspective, it's more of an alien environment, strange to ours and ripe for explorations. That caught my interest. What kind of explorations, though, I wondered? Like the elements that make up the atmosphere, the gases, the weights, and gravity. What kind of gases, though, I wondered? Like a strange liquid, maybe mercury. Like a silver liquid can be found. It's very strange. To me, it's strange. There are elements that are thick, heavy gas pockets. These seem to be able to take liquid form or become solid, then less solid. I don't know. Maybe they go in here and describe. It's basically a big giant gas star. Pretty much like what I'm saying here, from what I've found. I have to find the other pages, but here. Okay, so let me go back here. Seems to be able to take liquid form and then become solid, then less solid again. Is that a temperature-related change, though, I wonder? This seems to be related to exposure to the sun or a sun, causing changes to the surface for periods of time, like an outgassing reaction. There seems to be a lot of interactions between gases, a, and volatile movements. That is the end of that one. Wow, what a great vacation this was. This is one of several. I got more sessions that I did. That's the first one. This is really, really interesting to me because of what I was experiencing with these entities here. Like that, a group of souls. Very, very interesting. Of all of the mythologies here, because they got Native American dealing with Betelgeuse, Chinese, Greek, Arabian, Mayan, all these, Roman. But I tell you, the one that I feel I was tapping into, and it's timely, is the Babylonian one. Timely because one, there's a celestial event taking place in a few days here on December 11th and 12th, where Betelgeuse is going to be blocked by an asteroid. But also, I'm thinking about this right now. COP28 is taking place right now. It ends December 12th. And like with this, I get a very strong sense of Babylon when I think of COP28 and the people involved. Very Tower of Babel-ish to me. So what that means to me is that this entire thing with this particular quote-unquote target, the particular timing that I worked it with what's happening right now, has a lot of meaning to me. It lets me know where I am in time and that I'm doing timely work. So that's it for the first session, and the rest is yet to come.